Orange Bliss Cake Explosion, a citrusy dream you'll crave forever. Prepare yourself for a full-on immersion into a whirlwind of flavor, color, and joy that will leave you stunned by its citrus charm. This isn't just any cake, it's a vibrant, golden, sunshine-infused celebration of the humble orange, turned into a dessert so irresistible, so soul-warming. It could easily pass for a bakery showpiece in any elegant cafe or patisserie. The Orange Bliss Cake Explosion is a sensorial journey. It smells like a Mediterranean orchard in full bloom, looks like a slice of sunshine, and tastes like childhood nostalgia wrapped in pure indulgence. All while being a masterpiece that warms hearts as much as it delights the palate. It's the dessert equivalent of a summer holiday, wrapped in a cloud of citrus perfume. Imagine lifting a slice of cake that's still faintly warm, golden brown on the outside with a tender, moist crumb within each bite, delicately infused with the natural tang of fresh oranges, their zest sparking little fireworks of aroma. You take a bite and your taste buds light up in harmony. Sweet, bright, refreshing. This cake doesn't just fill your stomach, it fills the room with its presence, with its gleaming citrus glaze that glistens like morning dew. With a texture so moist and airy, it practically melts in your mouth. The smell alone is enough to enchant the senses. It floats through the house, curling into corners, coaxing people into the kitchen like an invisible charm. And as it sits on the table, it catches the light in a way that draws eyes and invites curiosity. This isn't just dessert. It's edible sunshine. And here's the most magical part, it's you who made it. Yes, this showstopper is made entirely from scratch, with ingredients you probably already have at home. It's surprisingly simple, rewarding, and endlessly customizable. Whether you're baking for family, friends, or just to treat yourself, this cake will rise to the occasion literally and figuratively. There's no need for fancy gadgets or secret chef techniques, just a little care, patience, and the joy of baking. Plus, while you're basking in the glow of citrusy bliss, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more delicious masterpieces like this one. Let's build a community of home bakers who make life a little sweeter, one bite at a time. Now, let's roll up our sleeves and begin. Step 1. Choosing your oranges. This is essential. Pick fruit that's plump, heavy for its size, and fragrant. You want unwaxed oranges because we'll use the zest, which is where much of the magic lies. If you can't find unwaxed ones, wash them thoroughly under hot water using a gentle brush to remove any wax or residue. The juice should be freshly squeezed, vibrant, and as sweet as possible. The oranges are the soul of this cake, so don't skimp on quality. Also, if you're feeling experimental, try mixing varieties, like a bit of blood orange for depth, or clementines for extra sweetness. Seville oranges bring an aromatic bitterness that pairs beautifully with sweet glaze. Set your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and grease a 23 cm cake tin. Line it with parchment paper for easy release later on. Next comes the beating heart of our cake, the batter. In a large mixing bowl, beat together 200 grams of room temperature unsalted butter with 250 grams of granulated sugar. Mix vigorously for at least 4 to 5 minutes until it becomes pale, fluffy, and creamy. This creaming process is vital as it traps air and ensures a light cake texture. Then, add 4 large eggs, one at a time. Beat each egg thoroughly into the mix before adding the next to keep the emulsion smooth and even. Don't worry if it looks slightly curdled, it will all come together. For extra richness, you can add a teaspoon of vanilla extract or even a pinch of ground cardamom for a warm, aromatic twist. If you love spice, a tiny pinch of ground ginger or cinnamon could lend a cozy depth to the citrus brightness. In a separate bowl, sift together 280 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a pinch of fine sea salt. Sifting makes the mixture lighter and removes any lumps, ensuring even distribution when you incorporate it into the batter. Add the dry ingredients gradually to the wet ingredients, folding them in gently with a spatula or wooden spoon. Take your time with this step. You want the batter to stay aerated, so mix just until there are no visible flour streaks. If you want a slightly heartier crumb, substitute 50 grams of the all-purpose flour with ground almonds. It gives the cake a more complex texture and a nutty undertone. This cake is so adaptable that it practically invites creativity. Now for the citrus explosion. Zest 2 large oranges directly over the bowl so the oils fall into the batter. This zest is incredibly fragrant and will infuse your cake with that unmistakable orange essence. Squeeze the juice from those same oranges. Will need about 120 milliliters and mix it with 100 milliliters of whole milk. Slowly stir this liquid into the batter. The result? A silky, light velvety mixture that already smells like the essence of summer. It's the kind of batter you could eat by the spoonful, though try to resist. If you're baking with kids, this is the moment they'll beg to lick the spoon. Pour the batter into your prepared tin, smoothing the surface with a spatula and giving the tin a couple of gentle taps on the counter to eliminate air pockets. Place it in the oven and bake for 40 to 45 minutes. Or until the top is golden and a skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. During this time, your kitchen will become a sanctuary of citrus fragrance. The scent alone is enough to make people wander in, asking, "What are you baking?" It's the kind of aroma that hugs your home in warmth, promising sweetness and comfort in every breath. While the cake is baking, it's time to prepare the game-changing glaze. In a small saucepan, combine 100 milliliters of freshly squeezed orange juice with 50 grams of sugar. Warm it gently over medium-low heat, stirring until the sugar has completely dissolved. As soon as the cake is out of the oven, poke holes all over the top, using a skewer, and slowly spoon the glaze across the surface. Watch as the warm sponge absorbs every drop, becoming even moister and more flavorful. This is what gives the cake that luscious texture and deep, natural citrus flavor. For added decadence, consider adding a splash of orange liqueur to the glaze. For a grown-up twist, you could even create a double glaze. 1 layer orange, 1 layer honey with lemon. Let the cake sit in the tin for about 15 minutes to cool. Slightly before carefully inverting it onto a wire rack, let it cool completely. Now comes the flourish and optional, but oh so worth it orange icing. Mix 100 grams of sifted powdered sugar with 2 tablespoons of orange juice until it forms a smooth pourable glaze. Drizzle it generously over the cake, letting it run down the sides in luscious rivulets. Garnish with curls of zest, edible flowers, or candied orange slices for a picture-perfect finish. If you're feeling creative, try a two-tone drizzle using both orange and lemon glazers. It's stunning and delicious. For a touch of sophistication, sprinkle on chopped pistachios or a dusting of orange blossom powder. What awaits you is a cake that's elegant and comforting all at once. Each bite is light as a cloud, yet indulgent, moist yet airy, sweet yet refreshing. The orange comes through brightly, never too strong, never too faint. It's perfectly balanced. The crust is delicately crisp, and the interior practically melts on your tongue. It's a harmony of textures and flavors that feels luxurious and homey at the same time. This cake whispers of sun-drenched afternoons, blooming orchards, and cherished memories. It's the kind of treat that becomes a tradition, something you're asked to make again and again. Pair your Orange Bliss cake with afternoon tea, coffee, milk, or even something sparkling if you're celebrating. This cake is versatile. Serve it warm with whipped cream, cold from the fridge, or at room temperature with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. You can even toast a slice lightly and serve it with marmalade for a breakfast treat that feels utterly decadent. It's a cake that fits every mood and every moment, whether casual or festive, and it adapts beautifully to any season. Bright in summer, cozy in winter. Want to experiment a little? Add a few tablespoons of ground almonds for a nuttier texture. Stir in chopped dried cranberries or chocolate chips for a twist. Swap half the orange juice with lemon juice for a sharper temps. Or even make a layered version filled with orange curd or mascarpone cream. The base recipe is forgiving and adaptable, a canvas for creativity. You could even transform the batter into muffins or mini bundt cakes for parties or picnics. Some even turn it into trifle layers, alternating with whipped cream and fruit. Best of all, it keeps beautifully. Store it in an airtight container at room temperature for 3 to 4 days, or in the fridge for up to a week. You can even freeze individual slices for future cravings. Just reheat them slightly for that just-baked sensation. It's a make-ahead gem and a last-minute savior. If you love batch baking, double the recipe and freeze one whole cakewle. Thank yourself later. You might even want to wrap slices in parchment and give them as gifts. They're that good. More than just a treat, this cake is a memory in the making. It gathers people, brightens moods, and inspires joy. It turns a simple moment like a Sunday afternoon into something special. It's a reminder that life's best pleasures are often homemade, and when that first forkful melts in your mouth, you'll know it was all worth it. It becomes a symbol of care, celebration, and connection, especially when shared with someone you love. It's not just a recipe, it's a story you write, a tradition you start, a legacy of flavor and love. So, whether you're an expert baker or just beginning your kitchen journey, don't hesitate to try this Orange Bliss Cake Explosion. It's more than a dessert, it's an experience, a celebration, a love letter to the beauty of fresh ingredients, and the joy of sharing what we create. Now go grab those oranges, preheat the oven, and treat yourself to something unforgettable. Happy baking!